Take a look at this. This graph shows how many lots of land in the U.S. are owned by the #1 home building company in the country, D.R. Horton. That's 630,200 lots of land that you can't have because they're already owned. Well, I say owned, but it's really owned or controlled. This is a whole rabbit hole I went down, and it's critical for understanding one of the biggest reasons you can't buy a house these days. So I'll elaborate with stuffed animals. Owning land is risky. To offload that risk, D.R. Horton bought a majority stake in a lot development company, Forestar, back in 2017. So all of these lots they own right here are actually owned by Forestar, but controlled by D.R. Horton through what essentially amounts to a legal first dibs system. Here's how it works. In theory, Forestar can sell their lots to any person or company who wants to buy them, so long as they ask D.R. Horton first. If D.R. Horton says no thanks, Forestar is free to sell. But in practice, Forestar sells nearly 90% of their lots to D.R. Horton. Other big home building companies use similar strategies, amounting to millions of the most primo lots in the hottest residential construction markets just being unavailable. For the millions of Americans desperate to buy a house, this means that empty lots can and do remain empty until the economic winds are just right for, in this case, both Forestar and D.R. Horton to sell and build on that land. So there you go, another reason to add to your list of gripes about the American housing market.